He kept staring at me as if I'd walked into his office holding a knife. I hadn't. I'd only walked in with silence, something far sharper. His fingers hovered above the keyboard, pretending to work. His eyes did that split-second flick toward the wall clock behind me. 3:56 p.m. He thought I didn't notice. I did. The room smelled of stale coffee and fear. Or maybe the fear was just him, her boss, trying too hard to seem calm. The kind of calm that cracks if you press your thumb against it. He cleared his throat. So, nothing to say? I held his gaze. No, nothing. My voice didn't rise, didn't shake. It carried the weight of a man who'd already buried the version of himself that once believed people meant what they said. Then I added, almost gently, "Your phone will ring at 4 p.m. He blinked, a small nervous twitch in his left eyelid. He opened his mouth, maybe to question me, maybe to deny something he assumed I knew. I didn't give him the chance. I sat down across from him, folded my hands, and stared at the clock with him. 3:58. 3 minutes of silence. 3 minutes of him trying to figure out what I knew, what I didn't, and what was about to blow open the life he'd been hiding behind professionalism and office courtesy. 3:59. His breath turned shallow. 4 p.m. The phone rang. Once. Loud, sharp, exact. He flinched. Then slowly, he turned his head toward me, face drained, lips trembling with a question he couldn't form. That was the moment he realized the rules had shifted, that I had shifted, and now he was playing on my terms. The truth hadn't arrived all at once. It came in fragments, small, sharp pieces I kept stepping on until they finally drew blood. A late text, a muted tone, a smile that didn't belong to me anymore. She'd claimed it was work, urgent, last minute, just office pressure. Funny how office pressure smells like cologne that isn't mine. I didn't accuse her, didn't question her, didn't even let the suspicion show. I just stood there, nodding, absorbing the tiny fractures forming in her voice. But betrayal has a sound, a rhythm. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. I caught it when she said she was running late, yet her location pin, left on accidentally, showed her exactly where she shouldn't have been. I caught it when she came home with laughter still lingering on her breath, but none of it was mine. I caught it when I watched her silence her notifications the moment she stepped inside the house. All small things, insignificant alone, devastating together. And the worst part? She talked about him casually, her boss, just a good mentor, just supportive, just someone who understands deadlines. Understanding comes in many forms. Some of them take place behind closed office doors at 9:40 p.m. I told myself I needed proof, but the truth was already there, spreading like frost across a window, thin at first, then unmistakable. I simply hadn't decided what to do with it yet. I didn't confront her. That would have been too easy, too emotional, too expected. Instead, I studied her patterns, her pauses, her shifts in tone when his name surfaced, her eagerness to leave for work, her exhaustion returning from it. I became quiet, invisible, a shadow in my own home. While she slept, I went through the phone bill. Separate number, repeated calls. Not long conversations, quick ones, frequent ones. I checked work event photos, the small looks, the stolen glances, the way he leaned a little too close. I wasn't angry. Not yet. Anger clouds judgment. I needed clarity. So I traced every piece, mapped every inconsistency, collected every shard she didn't think I would see. Then I called a friend who owed me a favor. A simple request. Time, date, verification. No confrontation, just data. Evidence arrived slowly. Screenshots, messages, timestamps. A pattern became a confession without words. Still, I remained quiet. Still, I smiled at her morning routines. Still, I kissed her forehead when she pretended to be tired. All while the truth grew roots. She didn't notice the shift in me.
They rarely do, betrayers. They think silence means ignorance, but silence means calculation. By the time I walked into her boss's office, I wasn't searching for answers anymore. I was setting the stage for consequences. Her boss's phone rang because I made sure it would. The call wasn't from me, it was from her. At the exact time she told him she'd be busy in a meeting. Her voice came through the speaker, soft, warm, familiar, but the words weren't work-related. They were intimate, too intimate. She didn't know he had me sitting right across from him. And he didn't know I'd already heard enough recordings to predict exactly when she'd call. The truth wasn't just revealed, it detonated. He finally answered, hands shaking. The moment he heard her voice, something in him cracked. He looked at me, eyes pleading, though for what, I don't know. Understanding? Forgiveness? A way out? I felt nothing, just an odd, cold calm. He ended the call abruptly, then wiped his palms on his trousers, as if guilt were something he could rub off. I slid a small envelope across his desk. Inside, proof. Times, locations, photos. He opened it. He broke. I didn't speak. Silence can be cruel enough. I stood. He didn't. He sat there deflated, gripping the envelope as if it were a death notice. Why are you doing this?" he whispered. "I'm not," I said. "You already did." I leaned in, lowered my voice to a calm, surgical tone. "She'll come to you tonight. She always does on Thursdays. She'll tell you she's tired, that she's stressed, that she needs comfort." His breathing quickened. "And when she walks through your door," I continued, "you'll know she's walking into the last night of her double life." He blanked. "What do you mean?" "I mean," I said, stepping back, "I'm done playing blind." Then I turned and walked away before he could form another question. Revenge wasn't the envelope, or the call, or the fear in his eyes. Revenge was letting them destroy themselves with the truth they tried so hard to hide. I didn't go home that night. I didn't need to. By now she'd be panicking. 2 missed calls, 1 unread message, and a sudden understanding that the hourglass had flipped. I sat in my car, watching the city lights blur into streaks on the windshield. I wasn't heartbroken, not anymore. Pain settles when you stop expecting loyalty from the wrong people. At 10:13 p.m., a text came through. Her name lit up the screen. I didn't open it. Some doors don't need closing. Some doors you simply walk past and never touch again. Because once you see the truth, truly see it, you don't go back. You walk away, and you don't leave footprints.